Imagine a child always seeming sick. They miss school frequently, and their friends rarely see them playing outside. Their parent is always taking them to the doctor, constantly seeking medical attention for various ailments, talking about how ill the child is. The parent seems very concerned and involved in their child's health. But what if the parent isn't telling the truth? What if the illnesses are exaggerated or even fabricated? This is Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or MSBP. It's a form of abuse where a caregiver makes up or causes illness in a person under their care. It's a serious type of child abuse that can have long-lasting effects on the child's physical and emotional well-being. It's also called factitious disorder imposed on another. This condition is complex and often goes undetected for a long time. A caregiver, usually a parent, makes up or exaggerates their child's illnesses. They might even go as far as to induce symptoms by giving the child unnecessary medication or causing physical harm. Sometimes they even hurt their child on purpose to create symptoms that require medical attention. Why? They want attention and sympathy for themselves. The caregiver often enjoys the attention they receive from medical professionals and others. This video will explore MSBP in depth. We'll uncover the hidden aspects of this disturbing condition. We'll look at what it is, who it affects, and how it hurts children. Understanding the impact on the victims is crucial. We'll also talk about how hard it is to diagnose, as the symptoms can be very misleading and the caregiver's actions are often well hidden. The legal problems it causes, including the challenges in proving the abuse and holding the perpetrator accountable, and how people can get help. Understanding MSBP is important for medical professionals, educators, and the general public. We need to spot the signs, help kids in danger, and ensure they receive the care and protection they need, and hold those responsible accountable. Legal action is crucial in stopping the abuse and preventing future cases. By talking about this hidden abuse, we can protect children and stop this cycle of lies. Raising awareness is the first step towards change. Munchausen syndrome by proxy happens in secret. Those who do this are good at tricking people, making it hard to spot the abuse. But there are some signs we can look for. One sign is made-up symptoms. The caregiver might invent illnesses, make small problems seem bigger, or even change medical tests to give false results. They're good at making up stories about their child's suffering. Sometimes they even make their child sick on purpose. This could be by poisoning their food, giving them medicine they don't need, or even smothering them to make it look like they have breathing problems. Lastly, they always want to see doctors. They're always at the hospital, acting like they're really worried. They might even go to lots of different doctors to avoid getting caught. Children are usually the victims of MSBP. They are young and need their caregivers to love and protect them. Sadly, these children are hurt by the very people who should be caring for them. They become part of a terrible game. These children go through lots of medical tests and procedures, many of which are painful and unnecessary. They might have to eat special diets, take medicine they don't need, or even have operations, all because of made-up illnesses. This is very damaging for these children. They don't have a normal childhood. They can't make friends easily or explore the world. Instead, their lives are filled with hospitals, doctors, and always being afraid of being sick. It's important to understand why people do this. Every case is different, but there are some things in common. They want attention and sympathy. They like being seen as a good, caring parent. The sicker their child seems, the more attention they get. Often, these people have personality disorders, like narcissistic personality disorder or borderline personality disorder. They think they are very important and need other people to tell them that. They want attention and control more than they care about their child. Many have a history of trauma or abuse. Perhaps they were neglected, saw violence at home, or were victims of MSBP themselves as children. This past trauma can make them see things in a strange way and cope in unhealthy ways. MSBP causes more than just physical harm. The emotional and mental harm can last a lifetime, affecting their relationships, how they feel about themselves, and their overall happiness. Victims can have anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder because of what they went through. They might find it hard to trust people because they are afraid of being hurt again. All the medical tests and treatments can cause long-term health problems and disabilities. Unnecessary surgeries, taking medicine for a long time, and the stress of fake illnesses can affect their bodies and health. MSBP hurts more than just the child. It can break up families, destroy trust, and cause pain that can last for generations. Section 6. Unmasking the illusion, the challenge of diagnosing MSBP. Figuring out if someone has MSBP is really hard. It's a complex and often deceptive condition that can easily mislead even the most experienced medical professionals. People who do this are good at fooling doctors and hiding the abuse. They often go to great lengths to create a convincing facade. They can be charming, speak well, and seem very convincing when they talk about their child's illness. Their ability to manipulate and deceive is often highly sophisticated. One problem is that the child's symptoms often seem real. The child may genuinely appear to be suffering, which makes it even harder to discern the truth. The person might lie about the child's medical history, mess with medical tests, or even manipulate the results to fit their narrative. They might even go as far as to make the child actually have symptoms by administering substances or causing harm. This makes it hard for doctors to know if the illness is real or made up. The line between genuine medical conditions and fabricated ones becomes blurred. Another problem is that doctors don't want to believe a parent would hurt their child. The idea is so disturbing that it can cloud their judgment. Doctors are supposed to help people, so it's hard for them to think a parent would do this. Their inherent trust in the caregiver can be a significant barrier. It's very important to find and stop MSBP quickly to protect children. The longer it goes on, the more harm it can cause to the child. This takes a team of people, doctors, child protection services, and the police. Each plays a crucial role in identifying and stopping the abuse. By working together and sharing information, they can help keep the child safe. Collaboration and communication are key to ensuring the child's well-being and stopping the abuse. Section 7. The price of deception, legal and ethical implications. MSBP causes complicated legal and ethical problems. When it's discovered, it's important to act fast to protect the child and make sure the person responsible faces consequences. Protecting the child is most important. The first thing to do is get the child away from the abuse and keep them safe. This might mean putting the child in foster care or with a family member they can trust. People who do this can be charged with serious crimes like child abuse, assault, and even trying to kill someone. The punishment depends on what they did and how badly the child was hurt. Doctors face tough decisions when they think a child might be a victim of MSBP. They must protect the child, but also keep medical information private. Balancing these things is difficult, and doctors need to know the rules and their responsibilities. Section 8. Picking up the pieces, treatment and recovery. Getting better after MSBP takes time and is hard for both the victims and anyone wrongly accused. It needs a caring and complete approach to heal the physical, emotional, and mental harm caused by this terrible abuse. Therapy is very important for victims. It helps them understand what happened, learn how to cope, and rebuild their lives. Play therapy, art therapy, and trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, or TFCBT, are a few types of therapy that can help children who have been through this. Treating those who cause MSBP is difficult because they often don't admit what they did. They don't want to take responsibility for the harm they caused, but therapy can help them with any mental health problems, learn better ways to cope, and stop the cycle of abuse. Section 9. Echoes of Deception, Famous Cases and Lessons Learned. In this section, we delve into some of the most notorious cases that have brought Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or MSBP, into the public eye. These cases not only shocked the world, but also highlighted the urgent need for awareness and intervention. Some famous cases have shown us the terrible things that can happen with MSBP. These stories are not just headlines, they are real-life tragedies that have left lasting scars on the victims and their families. Each case reminds us how important it is to be aware, watchful, and act quickly. The vigilance of parents, social workers, and medical professionals can make a significant difference in identifying and stopping this form of abuse. The case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Dee Dee Blanchard shocked everyone. It was a chilling example of how a parent could fabricate and exaggerate illnesses to gain attention and sympathy. It showed how far a parent might go to make up illnesses for their child. Dee Dee Blanchard's actions were extreme, involving numerous unnecessary medical procedures and hospital visits. For years, Dee Dee made Gypsy have unnecessary medical treatments, and convinced her she had serious illnesses like leukemia and muscular dystrophy. This manipulation not only harmed Gypsy physically, but also emotionally, trapping her in a web of lies and deceit. This case shows how sneaky MSBP can be and how much it can hurt a child. The psychological and physical toll on the victims is immense, often leading to long-term trauma and trust issues. Another famous case was Jennifer Bush, who lied about her daughter's illnesses for money. This case brought to light the financial motivations that can sometimes drive such deceptive behavior. Bush told people her daughter had a rare and serious disease and collected lots of money in donations. The community's goodwill was exploited, showing how easily trust can be manipulated. This shows how manipulative these people can be, and why it's important to be careful when someone says they are sick, especially if they are asking for money. Always verify the authenticity of such claims to prevent being deceived. These cases, though sad, teach us important lessons. They remind us of the critical role that vigilance and skepticism play in protecting vulnerable children from harm. By understanding MSBP, seeing the warning signs, and helping children in need, we can stop this from happening again and make sure no child suffers in silence. It is a collective responsibility to ensure the safety and well-being of our children, and through awareness and action, we can make a difference.